Hello everybody, welcome back to Subarashiki Hibi. Today we're going to be continuing chapter 7 and we read some very strong content, and like I was saying in my comment section of the last episode playthrough, I think it's definitely some of the best stuff I've read in Subarashiki Hibi thus far. Very well written stuff, and I mean this speech here, I think, let me just show you a visual representation of how much I liked it. We're going to analyse all of this, genuinely. I want to look into this in so much detail. This is such an amazing speech that Yuki has shown us, and I just want to learn everything I possibly can about it. And I also want to look at how some other parts of the story change, and I found this cool little website online that analyses the poem by Emily Dickinson that represents the brain and how it is wider than the sky and deeper than the ocean, and it is equivalent to the weight of God. And I'm just really interested because I've thought of a few interpretations myself, but at the same time I've not really been able to find anything that's fully convincing, so I'm just kind of curious what other people think, and then I'm obviously interested in how that can relate to the story, and if it can relate to the story, actually. That's a good point. Maybe it won't be able to, but yeah, it's going to be really fun today. Right, so here we go. So, yeah, let's just begin. I've done a little bit of rereading of just the top part of the scene. Yeah, it was very interesting, this scene and just this flashback, and I really like the emphasis that the later part of the story puts on just how much of an impact this scene has probably had on Tomo-sana and his mind in general. I mean, even though he is the person who was so traumatized and everything in his life has changed, he still remembers these words that Yuki has said. I mean, then again, no, actually, I find it kind of surprising that he doesn't remember them, because surely these are her departing words. I mean, they are some of the most happy things that could be said, but at the same time, I mean, if she dies... oh, shit. No, but anyway, what I'm trying to say, if she dies, you would have thought that moments like these, they would be seriously traumatic, and I mean, with me in particular, if I had a moment like this, I don't know whether I want to be able to remember just a speech like this and how beautiful it was. I wouldn't be able to remember words that are said here just because of how I could never think of something happy without reflecting on the obvious and inevitable tragedy that has happened. So, I mean, it just feels really odd that even though this is such a traumatic moment, the moments before that said traumatic moment are some of the ones that have stuck in his mind the most. It's unusual. Alright, there we go, that's all sorted. Okay, nice, that's better, right. I mean, this is a bit weird, let's be honest, but okay. Yeah, try to tell the law that. Yeah, it is interesting, that. I really like just the message overall and the tone that something like this produces, really. It just sees everything as a product of beauty, and it only seeks appreciation and gratitude for, let's be honest, the phenomenal earth that has been given to us and that we can inhabit. Because realistically, I can totally see that. There are so many processes that feel so ridiculously well designed. I mean, look at our bodies, for example. I mean, it is a bit tricky, especially if people are born with genetic problems that cause their lives to be way harder. Obviously, there are things that are anomalies, but if a human body works perfectly, the amount of well-designed processes in it, it's amazing. And to think about the fact that that can sustain our existence, that makes it even weirder for me. I mean, there are just so many things that keep us alive that they have always existed, and it's just so impressive how it can actually be possible. And I just love this way of talking because it really encourages appreciation for things that you would normally take for granted just because of the fact that that's how you normally live. Yeah, and putting it so beautifully as well, putting it in such an imaginative way. But I totally agree, and it's so weird. It's so unusual. Yeah, totally. Yeah, so, I don't even know why I'm rereading this. I just kind of wanted to show you this little analysis I found of it. We might as well read it. So this is what the poem looks like here. Interesting, this little series of punctuation here. I wonder if these are meant to be read as pauses. They feel like they would be. But, would I... Yeah, I really don't care about any of this. This might be relevant. So this is just a language-related analysis. Is it not actually showing any of the meaning? Yeah, no, that's not really that relevant. I just want the meaning. Right, let's see what this person says. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I like that, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like this, yeah. Yeah, but no, I do find that really interesting. Yeah, totally. This is the one that puzzles me the most. They are up for interpretation, totally. Yeah, I like how this is relevant. I could definitely think of how this could tie to It's My Own Invention, for example. And Takuji's, well, Tomo-san's deluded nature. Yeah. I suppose you can think God is a representation of the supernatural and what can't be put into words, and what deluded Takuji can see, so it has the capacity to become anything, just simply because of the fact that it is a delusion and it is shaped within how, I don't know, how his brain views the world, really. But then again, it wouldn't have the capacity to become everything if it is limited to the ways in which Takuji's brain could potentially interpret it then. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if that's fully accurate. But that is interesting. I just find it so interesting that that poem was used. So look at this. What I find really interesting about this is in It's My Own Invention. And just the fact that this is what Tomo-sane sees right after he's seen God, right after he's at the height of his delusions. And I find it very interesting, this, because this is just a poem that fully shows the appreciation of just what humanity truly is and what people who have been given life have been given. But what I find so weird about all of this is just the fact that he sees an angel in his delusions. He sees, if you ask me, a delusion of Minakami Yuki. Just memory. It's a means of... Well, I suppose what Takuji does is you can so tell that he was Tomo-sane once. Well, he still is, but... Well, he had Tomo-sane's personality once, and you can just so tell because of the fact that Yuki is the person who, well, like then, is seen as the angel, seen as the guide within his life. Yeah, and I find this to be such a beautiful picture, and it's so unusual. I think Yoru no Himawari is, in general, really, I don't know. Everything of a delusion. See if I can hear it. I don't know. I mean, how is this metaphorically meant to tell us something? I don't know, but yeah, I just find it really interesting that when he... It's such a weird thing to learn, to see. But, oh, I bet you I was just curious about one thing and then I searched that up. But, yeah, I find it really interesting that it was used there out of everywhere that it could be used. But I suppose it's just showing how... I think it just shows the appreciation and the amazement that Takuji probably has as a result of the delusions that he can see. Because let's be honest, I mean, in his delusions he was always thinking about becoming the person who is the most powerful human being, but always limited by the human brain and just how much it can comprehend and do and its power level. And he will never be more powerful than magical entities like Mahou Shoujo Ryudu, for example. But I find it interesting that rather than despair for his powerlessness because of the fact that he's human, here it's total appreciation. And I suppose he's appreciating the level of supernatural that can be seen and just how beautiful things that can be seen are. It's really odd. But, yeah, I do find it really interesting. This just so sounds like something that Yuki would see. And we can properly see the significance that Tomo-sane has had in this poem. I don't know why, but he knows every single word of it. I mean, this guy is very clever. I don't deny it whatsoever, but at the same time, it's just impressive that he can learn this much and remember it all, and I think that just properly shows the significance of it. It's fully embedded within the memory. And same for Cyrano, actually. It surprises me that things like those are, again, embedded in his memory. Yeah, but then again, it does totally make sense, and it's interesting because I suppose... Yeah. It's just really interesting that what he's saying is that the message of the fact that the brains are within the same weight of that which is unlimited and that which is the most powerful force of the universe. Well, to be honest, I mean, brains are kind of the most powerful force of the human race. If it wasn't for a brain, nobody would be able to give their contribution to the world, and nothing would be able to ever progress. So I can see that, and it's just interesting that what he's saying is that, I suppose by saying that this line is wrong, you're contradicting the fact that the brain is so important. Well, no, then again, the brain can be important, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the same as the weight of God, or it doesn't necessarily have to be similar. And I suppose by denying that, you're making it seem as if the brain is its own independent thing that is amazing, and the fact that God is all a lie. But yeah, fully reasonable question, yeah. And that is a question that, if you ask me, it just plagues all religion. I mean, I just feel like with religion, religion always has the message of God being someone who looks after you and someone who is the driving force of good within the world. So I've just always questioned how people think about stuff like this if they're heavily believing in religion. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's so funny. I just really love it. It's like nobody else but Yuki to have something that feels really serious and something that conveys a very good point, and yet at the same time just adding that casual bit of humour in. I love it. I love it. I've never seen a character do this so well before. I hate to be that guy, but how do you know it's a he? Yeah, no, I totally see that, because I suppose the seventh day when he rested, I've heard people say that the seventh day where he rested, that is where all of the things that he could fix, all of the suffering and the grief and the tough related problems that people go through in their lives, he could have fixed them, but he didn't, and he rested instead. Because, yeah, fuck human beings. That's hilarious. I just find it hilarious to think about it, but yeah, no, it's true. And I just find it really interesting that Yuki has this amount of disapproval to God because of the fact that suffering and pain exists in this world, and yet at the same time she also can compare and appreciate the weight of the brain and just how much it can absorb and how much it's unlimited in the capabilities it has. And she can liken that to God. But so she despises God and she thinks the whole concept of God is heavily flawed, but at the same time she still thinks that God is an immensely powerful being. Oh yeah, I like this, yeah. Well, you have to. I mean, it's interesting that, I mean, the progression of life is something that is inevitable and it has to happen and it can't stop. But what's really interesting here is Yuki is saying as if that forced nature of going forward in life and the forced progression is of time, even in your worst situations, is like someone carrying you through the stuff that you can't walk down on yourself. It's a really weird interpretation of reality in general, really. Yeah, no, totally. this so much. A cicada. That's totally true, yeah. They are commanded to do so. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, they do, yeah. Yeah. No, I totally do this. I was just thinking, I mean, when do you ever have a moment of despair? And yet, at the same time, you just have some sort of moment of hope that can potentially either make you go through the despair, or maybe it's the case that, well, then again, it's kind of tricky, because with some moments of despair, the means of motivating yourself is hope, and hope for happiness in the future. But at the same time, it's interesting that if you are completely hopeless in a situation and you have no idea of what the future, of how the future can possibly be happy, then I suppose what you could think is that you will be destroyed as a person, and you will also have a life that is in decline. I like that Yuki is saying that that every single being is in command of having happiness, because without happiness everything falls apart, and people can't live good lives if they don't have any feelings of happiness. It's interesting. Yeah, but that is very interesting. I find that really interesting, because I suppose the reason why animals live fully in happiness, which, oh my god, it's so interesting. Tomosane, you remember everything that was going on with Takuji's ridiculous saviour speech where it fucking attacks the, was it the physics? No, it was just some sort of teacher, it doesn't matter what he teaches, but with a glass, with a flower vase, and he echoes Yuki's words about knowing death and why it's so wrong that that our impressions and our human minds have completely distorted the concept of death. But the weirdest thing is, here it's saying that Well, I mean, I suppose Takuji was saying that it was really wrong that we were living our lives in eternal, well, just with the thought that death would never happen, and trying to taboo death as much as possible and trying to make it feel as if it's something that's not relevant to us and something that will never happen to us, and why he thinks that's wrong. Whereas what Yuki's saying here is it's kind of contradictory. I mean, Takuji completely contradicted Yuki's words, if you ask me, because Yuki here, she is saying that because we know death, we know death, and we can obviously have more consciousness and, you know, cognitive abilities than, for example, animals. We can think about these things more, so we can feel more happiness and we can make the most of our lives more, but at the same time we can despair more as a result. And it's weird that she says no death means happiness and no concept of death means happiness. But the only thing is, it's kind of like a curse in human beings because, I don't know, just our brains make it so that we have to think about these things. I'm sorry, but there's not a single person in this world who has not thought about death. Or maybe there isn't. Well, then again, I mean, what about kids who are just like, I don't know, maybe a minute old? I'm sure they haven't thought of death. To be fair, you can't actually prove that, but I think it's very unlikely. But to be fair, you can never prove that because you don't know what a baby thinks. Yeah, and because animals can't imagine death, they are fully happy, and live happily is the command that is never broken. And I suppose it's as if there are always two sets of footsteps in the sand, walking. Yeah. Yeah. I bet you anything that's a Wittgenstein quote. Oh, yep, I think it might be. Yeah, there's... Okay, I couldn't actually find anything, but... Yeah. Wait, so who said people find happiness? Oh, I don't know. If you guys know where that quote's from, tell me, because I don't. Or at least if it's a quote. I mean, it might not be, but yeah, who cares? It's not really relevant whether it's a quote or not. Because, to be fair, I don't even know why I care where these quotes are from. It's just the meaning that should be significant, surely. Oh, but then again, I want to know just for the sake of knowing trivia. Yeah, but I can see that. I can totally see that. And it is interesting to think about the fact that the people who can drown in despair as a result of happiness, saying that, well, yeah, despair is, but at the same time saying that animals are within an eternal cycle. Yeah, they're living through an eternal phase. It's as if time will never have an end to them because they do not know where the end is. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, in order to find the wonderful everyday, it's a balance between the two. Not too much of one, not too much of the other. It is, totally, yeah. Yeah, it's brutal. It really is. Yeah. Yeah, and it is really, really interesting. Yeah, and it's such an odd way of thinking, but at the same time it's such a way of thinking that can be applied to any situation, and that's why it's odd. That just strengthens what I believe. And another dream that Tomosane has seen as a result of Yuki. I just find it so weird to think about the fact that hang on, who? No. Tomo-sane was the person who saw it. I really do wonder what Ayana must feel just because of how omniscient she is with regards to the plot. But it's really interesting. It's saying that every piece of happiness is a curse because it will ultimately lead to despair. It's honestly a really interesting way of thinking about it. Because, I mean, obviously the instinctive counter-argument I would have for this is, okay, if happiness is a curse, then just appreciate the happiness more and make the most of it more. But the only thing is, then, wouldn't the despair hit more? And wouldn't the despair have a greater impact if you value the happiness most? Let's say if you're in a really happy moment, if you don't appreciate that moment when it's ended, you're not going to feel anything. You're going to feel a lot if you do appreciate it. But so it's interesting. It really is kind of like a gambling game, if you like. If you don't put anything into life, then you're not going to get anything out of it, really, and you're not going to have a life that has sadness. Sure, but you're not going to get a life that has happiness as well. But if you put loads into it, then you're going to have such extremes of both emotion. But then again, I mean, that's what everybody says. Just you can't do well in life and have a life that you think is meaningful, unless you go through not only happiness but also just despair in general. I love that. This is so fucking well written. It really is. And this is such a good. Interesting that she doesn't know who the mother is as well. Funny that something like that is a completely irrelevant detail. But then again, I mean, in this message, it doesn't really matter just because of the fact that, let's be honest, the newborn baby is just a metaphorical device. It doesn't. No, just a device to show emotion, really. It doesn't matter who the mother is. I think it just matters what the message the baby is given. That baby could be anything that's young, I suppose. Could be an insect. Could be, don't know, a toy. Well, no, it couldn't. What am I fucking saying? No, it has to be something that's important as a human life, because then human beings can relate to it the most and they can see the most impact. What am I even saying? No, but what I'm just trying to say, I don't think it's important that the mother... Okay, upon rethinking, I think it's important that the baby is a human, but I don't think it's important who the mother is. Yeah, reasonable. Yeah, but that is interesting because being born, it shows the curse of the cycle of emotions that human beings can never, ever escape. I just find it really interesting how something like this, it's not right whatsoever. It seriously isn't. You're just projecting all of your thoughts onto the newborn infant. How does that infant necessarily know that it's a curse or not? How do you know that it has the cognitive ability to contemplate whether it is a curse or not? And what if crying is just a process that scientifically happens? And there's a scientific reason to back it up? What if it's just something that is fully natural? I mean, you can't assume that this is the case. So, I mean, the fate of this baby is basically entirely dependent on your thoughts and how you perceive the situation. Yeah, you can't, because you're a good person, and good remain like that. Everyone would cry in that situation. Everybody who is normal and sane would. Yeah, I suppose because if you don't love the world and if you don't love yourself, ultimately, you can't pray in the darkness and you can't hope for happiness and you can't hope for the curse of life in general to be lifted. Right, okay, so now that we have seen probably the most beautiful set of just in general words, quotes, just in general, sorry, I think all of my ability to put stuff into words has just gone to shambles. Hang on a second, let me just recompute. We've seen one of the most beautiful scenes with some of the most amazingly put dialogue in a visual novel that I've seen so far. And now what are we going to see? Probably the most disgusting thing in this entire visual novel, I'd assume. I mean, I'm sorry, but whatever this is, it's going to be absolutely awful. And I am expecting the worst. I'm expecting stuff that is as bad as everything we saw in It's My Own Invention when Takuji was completely, well, defiled by Tsubasa and Nishimura. Tsubasa, but, sorry, I meant to say, well, no, he was defiled by Tsubasa because he made him do something in cross-dressing. Yeah, but I'm mainly thinking of Nishimura and the mother. I'm expecting a scene as awful as that, to be honest. I'm just expecting the worst. Yeah, here we go. Right. It was several more minutes before I noticed something was strange. It felt like there was someone behind me. Yuki and I both noticed it. Here we go. Kotomi-san. Or at least I'm expecting this to be the end. I don't know if it's going to be the end. I just have the feeling that it will be. I don't know. And I think the stuff about Confucius, yeah, this. It really, really implies. And also that's just proof in the pudding. Why are you here?
Yuki-chan.
Is this Kimika's voice actor? Can I just mention? Yuki-chan, you've grown so much. You were just a little girl before. Yeah, funny that he just totally... Tomo-san is just totally ignored.
God.
You are about as big as Hasaki is now. You've really grown up. This feels so contradictory. I just don't really understand why somebody like this is saying just NPC adult dialogue. Let's be honest, every single adult says this to people that are our age. But, yeah. Hey, answer my question. Why are you here? But why? She must have followed us. She just looks so insane. If you ask me, her expression just really, really looks like something that totally... It just looks evil, but it looks wrong at the same time. No, not at all. Then why are you here? It was determined that it should be so. Determined? Yeah, look at that. Just more madness. The prophecy. So you do still believe in that prophecy? Prophecy. The law of pre-established harmony is far more than a single prophecy. Oh, a simple prophecy. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and what I find really interesting is she uses this in order to explain her worldview. But what I also find interesting is this. I recognise this phrase, pre-established harmony. I don't remember where it was, but it was in Takuji's really deluded moments in It's My Own Invention, which is quite funny. Tsui no Sora or something else. Yeah. Yeah. This woman thinks that the entire history leading up to the world's ultimate destruction has already been determined. This world's destruction. Takuji said you don't believe in that prophecy anymore.
あの子は頭がいい。友実と違って目的のためならば手段を選ばない。
I mean, my God, could you imagine having a mother that talks to you like this? I mean, the degree of just how far away these people are, it's unbelievable. Of course he did. He's a smart child. Unlike you, he isn't picky about how he accomplishes his goals. Goals? What goal are you talking about? What? You guys are still trying to kill Hasaki. Why? Yeah, so killing her. What the fuck? Oh, this is unbelievable. Kill her? What are you talking about? We only want to return her to the place where she belongs. Oh, yeah, good one. And you're still as deluded as ever. What? Hasaki? Oh shit, is that Takuji? To be fair, these people both have martial art related abilities. Use them! I ran towards Hasaki's screaming voice. Oh. Fuck, that's bad. Tomo-sane, there's a cliff there, so be careful. It's dark out. Yeah, isn't it interesting to think about the fact that they are probably... I can't believe that these people were probably plotting to murder Hasaki just simply because of the fact that... Well, simply because of the fact that Takuji was born to be the saviour because of Kotomi's deluded ideals. And funnily enough, the second the father's gone and... Well, no, when the father's gone they do this, but... Isn't it interesting that they do it this day? Why did they decide to do it on the anniversary of the father's death? Why not do it any other day? Or is it because of the fact that Kotomi probably knew that these people were going to be in a location like this? But then again, I mean, knowing that they would be here, that shows that they have access to, or they have knowledge of intimate memories between Yuki, Hasaki, and Tomo-sane. So I just don't really understand why this day is the one. Tomo-sane, there's a cliff there, so be careful. It's dark out. Yeah, that's scary. Jesus Christ, man. This is going to be... Whatever this is, it's going to change him forever. It really will. Hasaki! I curse my own decision. I curse the fact that I believed him for even a second. Yeah, no, totally reasonable. Yeah. Why would you do it? He is the most poisonous person. Yeah, they hadn't changed at all. Yeah, they are fucking mad. Oh, Jesus Christ. But then again, I mean, Takuji is a really intelligent person. He's got some of the top test scores in the entire country. Why? Well, then again, I mean, I was just about to say, why would somebody as intelligent as that not realise the ridiculousness of delusions like this? But what if it's the case that he's been brought up to think that things like these are normal? Then again, he could still realise it. Takuji, you bastard. Oh my fucking god. That is such a horrible CG. Look how fucking mad he looks as well. This is so unpleasant. You know what I think is even more awful? The fact that the same knife was used. So the same knife is the person that could... Sorry. This knife is the knife that completely ruins Tomosane's life. Well, it technically ruins Takuji's life as well. He dies. But this knife is also the life... Jesus. This knife is the one that ruins Tomosane's life. But it's also the knife that kills him in the end. You run as fast as ever, Nii-san. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Jesus, this is the worst. I mean, could you imagine doing this to your fucking sister out of everything? And being so fucking stupid that you believe in something like this? I really do wonder what Yuki's going to do. Because let's be honest, we know that Hasaki's going to get out of this alive. What is going to happen? Oh, Jesus. She's going to be very traumatized, whatever happens. You bastard. You told me you didn't believe in that crap anymore. Was that a lie? Doesn't even remember it. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, you did. You said you weren't trying to get rid of Hasaki anymore. You are... Oh my god, this guy's unbelievable. Yeah, I said that. What about it? Then what's with that blade? This, it's a knife. Why are you pointing it at Hasaki? Oh, fuck off. If you didn't want to do this, maybe just put the knife down, maybe? Hasaki wouldn't listen to me, you know. I didn't want to do this either. Yeah, I don't like that. Listen to you, what are you trying to make Hasaki do? Because you're not answering the question? Oh, you totally talk like your fucking mother. Yeah, seriously. It wasn't inevitable. What are you trying to do? But that's just saying killing her. What the fuck? And then Takuji having the nerve of saying, oh, I don't want to do this. Well, to be fair, Kotomi was probably the person who forced him to do it, but forced him to do it just so that her delusional ideals are followed. But Jesus Christ. I mean, these people are proper scum of the earth. These are some of the most disgusting people. They really are. Some of the most delirious and awful and disgusting and just in general depressing people. Oh, God. Where is Yuki, by the way? Can I just mention? Kotomi-san. You're still trying to do that? Oh God, listen to this. Proper delusional theme here. Everything was determined in the moment that God created the world. It is pre-established harmony, determined in the moment of the world's genesis. Yeah, that's a good point, yeah. What harmony? If that prophecy was right, then your child with the pastor should have been a lone boy, yeah. With the pastor? Yeah. You've probably heard rumors about it before, Yuki ne. Hasaki and Takuji don't have Mamiya blood in their veins. Yeah.
その血が新興宗教白蓮華教会の教祖との間に設けられたものであること。
The blood in their veins came from the pastor of the White Lotus Association.
てめえは父親を裏切ってペテン師の宗教野郎と子供を作った。
God, you really, really are direct. He has no filter. He will say what is on his mind. And I really admire him for that. He has balls. He really does. I mean, sometimes he seems like a bit of an idiot whenever he just always portrays himself as the man and the most manly guy. But this is where I think this just lack of ability to accept and suck up what's wrong. It's brilliant. It really is. He's amazing for it, if you ask me. You betrayed my dad, you bitch. You had a child with some religious fraud. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why don't you just love your kid? Don't immerse him in your fucking delusions. And you told that child that he was going to become the savior and save the world from destruction. Ah, yes, because one random person who's starting a random cult that there are millions of cults. Why is your cult the significant one that's going to save the world?
そうだ。僕は本来救世主として生まれるべき存在だった。
I just find it funny that Tomosane is just commenting on how wrong everything that Kotomi has done is, and then Takuji is just agreeing with it because he is so under the spell of Kotomi's delusions. That's right, I was supposed to be born as the savior.
白蓮華教会の教祖の血、そして古来から続く巫女のさなみの血。この2つの血の結合により、新世界に人々を導く救世主となるはずだった。
I was supposed to be the savior. Right. I was supposed to be the savior, born from the union of the White Lotus Association founders. Founders' blood, and the blood of the long line of shrine maidens in the Sanami family. Yeah, God, isn't that interesting? Just total delusion versus reality here. And isn't it really quite funny to think about the fact that Tomosane and Takuji, they have really, really reversed... Wait, no, hang on a second, sorry. Well, they have reversed faces in Tomosane's delusions, but at the same time, it's always like this. Isn't it interesting that scene where Takuji fights Tomosane when becoming the savior? It's just like this. What happens? Tomosane tells Takuji that his delusions are awful, but he never accepts them, and Tomosane wins in the and Takuji wins in the situation. But then again, I mean, Tomosane, he's going to be scarred for life, but he's not going to be the one dying. Takuji will be.
違う。それは本来一つの血となるべきものが二つに分かれたからだ。
Oh, you are disgusting. No, that's because the heritage was split between two children rather than just one. Yeah, she's probably realizing just how fucking ridiculous this is now.
そうなんだよ、ユキね。こいつらハサケが生まれたせいで。I
mean, Jesus Christ, can you imagine just living just with the thought that your existence is irregular and you are the one who has made all life harder, and you have made it so that these people can't engage in their delusions anymore? It's just insane. I mean, the amount of rejection is awful.
信じるという問題じゃない。それは確定的に明らかな真実。
Yeah, where's your logical scientific backup then? It's not a belief, it's clear and evident truth.
本来、二つの異能の血が凝結することによってなされる救世主生誕を、こいつが妨げた。
You're insane. The prophesized birth of a savior, when those two powerful bloodlines come together, she prevented the fulfillment of that
一つに
prophecy.
なるべき魂が二つに分かたれた。
The soul which should have been one was instead split in two.
そんなわけないだろう。お前は救世主でもなんでもない。実際お前らが知る蓮華教会の教祖から見捨てられたのは飽きられたからだ。
That's not true. You aren't the savior. The only reason you were abandoned by the pastor is because he got bored of you.
救世主を生むなんて方便だ。
Yeah, seriously, you just made up all that crap about being the savior.
そのことは死んだ父さんが調べ尽くしただろう。あの教祖が手を出した女すべてに言ってた言葉であることを。
What the fuck? Oh my god. Why am I... Wait, why am I thinking that this is the truth? When would the father actually have an opportunity to tell this to Tomo-sana? Our father investigated all of that before he died. The pastor told that crap to every woman he took advantage of.
所詮ジャーナリストなんて下船な輩に何がわかる。表層ばかり追いかけて。
It's a bit of a convenient dodging of the truth there, and you only looking at your view, not even considering the other point of view. Oh well, some people may only be able to analyse things from the outside, but that's what you think. Journalists can sometimes get incredibly analytical information that really goes in depth to something. What would journalists know anyway? They're just peasants. People with low birth. They can only examine things from the outside.
父さんはそれを調べるためにジャーナリストなんかに転職したんだろうが。
God damn. That's really quite something. This person bases his entire career path just to investigate the sick things that are happening in his family. And it's just sad that Hiro didn't move away from these people. I don't know why he stayed with Takuji. I don't know why he stayed with Kotomi. Maybe he saw potential return in Kotomi or something insane like that. I don't know. But Dad only became a journalist to investigate those lies.
お前らに真実を知ってもらうために。
Yeah, that's fair. So that you would know the truth.
何が真実だ。
Yeah, how
真
could you
実な
ever
ど一
convince
つに
someone
過
as
ぎない。
deluded as this? What truth is that? There is only one truth.
世界は終わる。そしてその日までに僕は救世主として地上に君臨しなければならない。
The world will end, and before that day comes, I must come into my power as the savior on the earth. Yeah, when will it end though? How will you be able to tell that it's in your lifetime?
そんな日なんて来ねえよ。お前は凡人だ。
Yeah, great,
ハサキ
great,
が生ま
great,
れよう
yeah.
と生まれなかろうと
Totally.
関係ない。
Yeah, you tell them. That day will never come. You're just a commoner. You'd be normal, whether Hasaki was
ど
born
うそ
or
れの
not.
言うことなんて聞く必要ないわよ、タクジ。
Shit, wait. Oh my god, I didn't realise this. I've got some sort of button that skips stuff. Hang on, I've got to fix this.
ハサキが生まれよう
Okay,
と
I
生
think
ま
I
れ
might
な
have
かろうと関係
accidentally
ない。
pressed control. But, okay.
僕は兄さんに凡人呼ばわりされる言われはない。確
Ah,
かに
look at the
前まで兄さんは
jealousy.
全てにおいて万能だったけど、今じゃ僕の方が全てにおいて上だ。
God, how dare you call me a commoner? Maybe you were the best at all of those things in the past, but now I've far surpassed you.
なら、そのナイフを置いて勝負しろよ。
Oh, yeah, I like that, yeah.
拳一つ
Yeah, I
で
like
勝
that.
負しろ。
Maybe that's how Takuji is going to be killed by Tomo-sana. Then put down the knife and face me. If you're a man, then put your fists up and fight me. Yeah, I
とも
like
それの
that.
言うことなんて聞く必要ないわよ、タク
You
ジ。
don't have to listen to him, Takuji.
つめえ。
ともさねの血も、さなみと間宮の根血。常人でないのは当然。
Tomo-sana has some Nami and Mamiya blood in him. Of course, he's not an ordinary person either.
でもそれも救世主として生まれるべき運命の拓司にとっては超えるべきハードル程度の意味合い。
These people are unbelievable. That only means that he is a hurdle for you to overcome as you follow your destiny and become the savior. You're unbelievable. This is your own fucking child.
今は兄さんに勝てなくても大丈夫。拓司、あなたはやがて世界すべてを救う人間なんだから。
It's okay if you can't beat him right now. Takuji, you will eventually be the person to save the entire world. Yeah, sure thing. Even though this is the last day of his life. But yeah, let's not go there. Another thought that Takuji has, ironically, and it's my own invention.
Noわけないだろ。ふざけるな。
It's bullshit.
お前らの妄想ごっこにハサキを巻き込むな。
Yeah, I like that, yeah. Yeah, don't bring Hasaki into your delusional fantasies. Keep that crap to yourself. Yeah, give Hasaki back. Says you, your reason is entirely distorted by your mother. You really aren't good at making reasoned arguments. Oh shit. I really do wonder what Yuki's doing because I think she really needs to step in soon. She's the strongest of everybody here. You shouldn't listen to the words of the ignorant, Takuji. Jesus fucking Christ. You don't even have the courage to say that you're going to brutally murder her. Yeah, you make it feel as if returning somebody to the sky, returning to somebody to where they truly belong, it feels as if it's a kindful, it's an act full of kindness and loyalty. It is anything but what I just stated. Yes, I know, Hasaki is part of me to begin with. I only need to return her to the sky and regain the power that was rightfully mine. Yeah, sure thing, it's rightfully your fuck. Right, this is where people need to step in. You're insane. I mean, how can these people be so deluded that this is... I don't care that Hasaki is the person that prevented Takuji from becoming the savior who will save the world when it's at its predetermined end. It doesn't matter. That's your fucking child. And you're just casually saying, oh yeah, just kill my daughter. You're letting one kid... You are making a kid kill another one. Just so that you can... Well, your delusional fantasies can continue. And this pastor, he is unbelievably evil. I mean, if it wasn't for the pastor, how the hell would their family be different? And how would Takuji be different? Maybe Tomosane and Takuji would have fights, but would they have a relationship that's seriously as concerning as it is here? How would their family have changed? What, the part of a psychopath? Once you do, the lost part of your soul will return to you. Once I do. Jesus. What? What is this? Gotta love this very weird dialogue error in the backlog. Sorry, the error of the names names of the people who are speaking the dialogue in the backlog error, and just an error there. Yeah, good, yeah. I know, because this guy has no mercy. He will use that knife. I wasn't certain what to do. Perhaps what I did in that moment was reckless. Dude, this is for the life of your fucking sister. It doesn't matter if it's reckless. Do it. I instantly leaped forward. Right into Takuji. But Yuki Nair ran in a different direction than I did. An instant. Such a short amount of time that it would be called a mere instant. Oh. What the fuck? Oh, he deserves death now. What the fuck? God. He fell as well. Did she fall into the sea? Isn't it interesting that we have really, really ominous music like this here? Oh, it gives me goosebumps. This was not what I was expecting. I really wasn't. Jesus Christ. I wonder what Yuki's doing. Wait, no, hang on a second. I forgot about the terrain. There is no sea. It's just grassland. Hasaki. Oh my god, I know. I felt like my words were too late. I know, he did all of what he could, but no. My legs were too slow. I know. I could only lament the fact that I was powerless. And then I saw something unbelievable happen right before my eyes. What the fuck? Yuki Nair caught Hasaki in midair as she fell off the cliff. She didn't reach out with her hand to grab her. Yuki Nair threw her entire body over the edge and caught Hasaki. I saw that happen in a flash, in a mere instant. That's how Yuki died. God, it doesn't surprise me that she died. A total hero. Dying for the future of another. Dying for saving the people that she loved the most. Both of them disappeared, sucked down into the darkness, lying under the cliff's edge. Oh my god, yeah. Then come a sound I never wanted to hear. A sound that grates on the ears. Yeah. God, and I need to think about the fact that these are the people that Takuji knows, and he... Not Takuji, sorry, Tomo-san knows, and he loves, and he has spent a fucking year... Well, no, he spent 4 years with. He's had so many unbelievable connections and happy moments and just in general passions with these people, and he's had such a nice time with them, and then this. Just one sound is all it takes to completely ruin everything. An unimaginable, unpleasant sound. Yeah, simply a sound that no one would want to hear.
やったやったついにやった
You're fucking mad.
今まで散々あの父親面した男に邪魔され続けていたからな
What the fuck? Okay, to be fair, he objectively wasn't his father, but still. It's unbelievable that he would think that.
やっと戻った僕にあったはず
You are
の
a
力
psychopath, you really
ハサキと
are.
なってしまった力のかけらが空に
The power I've deserved to have is finally coming back to me. Right, okay, man. The part of my power which was given to Hasaki has finally returned to the sky. Right. You're unbelievable.
はい僕はやりましたよお母さんとうとう救世主に
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the hell are you saying?
これで僕は世界を救うことができる
Now I can save the world.
世界を空に返すことが
I can return the world to the sky.
バカじゃねえのか
You fucking idiot.
これで予定調和の動きは
I just think it's so funny that all of this is totally wrong.
全ては予言通りに
Like, what I'm trying to say is they are doing so much in order to start this pre-established harmony of the prophecy, and obviously Takuji returning the world to the sky in the next 7 years, but obviously what's really ironic about all of this is just the fact that Takuji's going to die, and all of their well, maybe they'll get a little bit of a taste of reality after they're quite literally killing members of their own family because of their delusions. Now the pre-established harmony can unfold in the way God intended. Right, okay then, sure thing, fuck off. Everything will proceed according to the prophecy. Yeah.
わけないだろ
It's bullshit.
兄さん
Nii-san.
兄さんは凡人だからわからないかもしれ
How can
な
you
いけ
even
ど
say that?
これは悲しむことではないんだ
This
よ
person is so disgusting. And I like that this scene is just really, really giving us the most worthless and most powerless feeling just from Takuji alone. Everything is at the mercy of him. But if anything, I mean, it totally makes sense. The entirety of Tomo-san's damage and emotional ruination was because of Takuji. He is quite literally at Takuji's mercy. Maybe you don't understand this because you're just a commoner, but this isn't something to grieve over.
ハサキも殺したわけじゃなくて空に返しただけだから。
Please just die. It's not like I killed Hasaki. I merely returned her to the sky.
そう確かに空高く吸い込まれる姿を
Oh,
私
so you
は見ま
hallucinate
し
as
た
well. Nice to know. Yes, I saw her when she ascended into the sky.
お前らどこまでバカなんだ
Yeah, how stupid are you? Yeah. No, I totally... Hang on a second, whose voice is that? Is that Hasaki crying? It is! Yeah. Huh? That voice? What? Oh, you stupid little deluded fuck. You're not... You haven't got all of your power. And isn't it really funny to think about the fact that these people, they all believe that they have got all of their power. Kotomi thinks she saw Hasaki ascend. Takuji feels as if all of the power is given. And I think it's just such an interesting little part here, the fact that Hasaki is alive, because it just so proves how deluded this is. I mean, this is all of their thoughts here, and all of the future that was decided, i.e. the unfolding of the pre-established harmony being possible now, was based on the assumption and the delusion that Kotomi saw of Hasaki rising up. Yeah, it was completely false. Isn't that funny? What? What?
Hasaki! Hasaki か
Yeah, Hasaki. Hasaki, is that you? Oh my god. Yeah. And this is where things get incredibly tough, because she's probably realising that Yuki's dead.
ハサキ無事か
Hasaki, are you okay?
私は大丈夫だけど
This is disgusting. I mean, to think about the fact that this person is being given a situation as awful as this just because of the fact that these people are deluded and they need ways to fulfill their delusions. Does that mean somebody's life needs to be ruined? It's insane. It is insane.
どうした
What's wrong?
ユキさんがいっぱい血出して全然動かない
She totally sacrificed herself. She totally dealt the impact so that Hasaki wouldn't. Yuki-san is. There's a bunch of blood and she's not moving.
ユキ姉が
Yeah, Yuki-ne.
ユキ姉がどうした
What happened to Yuki-ne?
私を守ってくれて
Yeah, she was protecting me. She was just protecting me.
私をずっと抱きしめてくれて最後までここに落ちる最後まで
She held on to me the entire time, all the way until the end. Yeah. Till we fell down here.
何度も崖にぶつかったのに
My God. That's so horrible.
ユキ姉
Yuki-ne.
そこを動くな
Don't move.
今から行く
I'm coming.
あの女
That girl.
拓司今だけです下限の月が天に昇る前までに葉崎を空に返すのです友実より先に
I hate you. Takuji, you have to do it now. Return Hasaki to the sky before the waning moon rises. Oh, so it has to be in the night, and it has to be on the night of the waning moon. Before Tomosane gets to her.
Hi!
Yes. Oh, isn't it funny? You believe all of this shit because you're just as stupid as Kotomi is. Well, not just as stupid, but just as deluded. But yeah, isn't it funny? You always follow her orders.
させるか
I won't let you.
これ以上させるかさせるか
Yeah.
させるか
Yeah, totally reasonable. Don't! god, what's he doing? Is he strangling him?
ユキネよさらにハサキまで殺させるか
I really don't blame him. I really don't blame him for thinking this. Yeah, what did you do to Yuki Ne? I won't let you kill Hasaki too. Damn it. Oh shit. Oh my god, he's using the knife.
すごいね。
He did.
今のナイフの一撃をかわすなんて。
That's properly impressive, isn't it? Interesting, all of those random those random provocations from Yuki. They are all coming into play now. All of those random jokingly hitting Tomo-sane just to see whether he can dodge it or not. I mean, my god. She always said it was for his own good. I never really realised he would fully depend on those reflexes. Bastard.
ここで終わりにしてやる
He will. Yeah, totally. I agree. I'm going to end it here, Takuji.
終わり？
End it?
もうひるまないお前の妄想はお前を完全に叩きのめさない限り終わらない
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I won't hesitate any longer. Until I defeat you utterly and absolutely, you won't give up on those delusions.
俺はここでお前を完膚なきまでに倒す
I will defeat you right here, once and for all.
素手でかい。
Well, he has a
こちらには刃物
he has a
があるん
brain
だ
geared to
よ。
martial arts. Could be just as valuable. You may have a knife, but do you know how to fight? Lol, no. With your bare hands? I have a knife in case you forgot.
ああちょうどいいぐらいのハンデだ
I like that. Oh, he's a proper badass man. He really is. He's putting his life on the line. He really, really is. That's a perfect handicap to make it. But isn't it interesting? Everybody, they are sacrificing themselves for Hasaki. Everyone. That's a perfect handicap to make this fair. That's no problem at all.
兄さんのその余裕はどこから出てくるのか不思議だね。
Yeah, something that you will never have. If I really wonder where this confidence comes from. Yeah, the realization that someone in your family is better than you.
お前と違って毎日研鑽してるからだ
Oh my god, it's this! Unlike you, I've been practicing every day. Yeah, Tomo-sane. Isn't it ironic to think about the fact that Tomo-sane is given the name Yuki? Yeah, he's been... Oh my god, it's so similar.
まるで自分だけが努力してきたような言い方だな。
To be fair, he is working hard, but in different ways. But the only thing is, Tomo-sane was never a person who was destined to be one who was really, really good at martial arts and one who is able to be good at combat. Takuji was always destined to be the saviour. He only had to work hard to have fulfilled what he was always going to be able to do anyway. Unlike Tomo-sane. What? You act like you're the only one who's been working hard.
僕はこの数年間、兄さんがいなくなってから死ぬほど努力した。
Fair. I could imagine a mum like Kotomi being very abusive and very, very pushy as well. In the past few years since you disappeared, I've worked myself to death.
兄さんを超えるために。あんたなんて所詮、僕が超えるべきハードルに過ぎないということを思い知らせるために。
In order to surpass you, in order to make it clear to you that you were nothing more than a hurdle for me to overcome. God, it's unbelievable. It really is just interesting that this person bases his entire life on just overcoming people who are better than him.
その結果がこれかよ
I like that, yeah, and this is the result of all of your hard work. Yeah, becoming a sadistic little murderous fuck.
ああ、そうだよ。でもまだ終わり
Yeah,
じゃない。
sure thing.
兄さんも空に
I
返
love that
して
he's the only one out of
その
these
後
two who
に
has
ハサ
returned
キ
to
を
the sky.
返す。
Yes, exactly. But we aren't done yet. I'll return you to the sky, and then Hasaki will follow suit. Sweet, even.
そして僕は救世主となる。
And then I will become the savior.
なれるわけないだろ。
No, you won't.
なれるさ。僕はあんたとは違う。僕は選ばれた人間だ。
Oh, well, I'm different from you. I am the chosen one.
何が違うんだ。お前なんて母さんが他の男にもてあそばれた挙句に生まれた子だろうが。
Yeah, no, totally. What's different? You're just some bastard that was born when some other man played around with your mum. Well, yeah, fair enough. God.
いいな。
Oh, it's truth. Yeah, but deluded people, they don't like reality being told to them. Oh shit. My cheek burned. When I touched it, I could feel that it had been split open. It wasn't near a fatal wound though. Yeah, that's good. So he just barely dodged it. I took my stance to defend myself against the next attack. But
なんだよこれ。
what is this? Huh?
なんだこれ。
What is this?
拓司。
What? Did he do all of this reflexively? Is that what Tomosane did to Takuji?
おい、冗談はよしてくれよ。なんだよこれ。
Whoa, stop screwing around. What's happening? I didn't have a clue what was happening either. He's just reflexively done it. That's what Tomosane has done. My god. I really didn't think this would happen. I didn't have a clue what was happening either. The simple reality was that a knife previously in Takuji's hand was now plunged deep into his chest. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
拓司。お前。
Takuji, you
どうなってるんだよ。僕は世界を救う
You
救
still
世主なんだろ
believe that?
なのに。
What's happening? I was supposed to become the savior and save the world. Takuji! God, he still tries to save him. I tried to pull the knife out of him. Stop. Yeah, don't listen to her, man. She's destroyed your family. Why the fuck would you listen to her? I heard someone behind me telling me to stop, but that didn't make me hesitate for even a moment. Yeah. Why does she even care? Why does she want the knife in her son's chest? That's so weird. I pulled the knife out of Takuji's chest. Yeah, there we go. I knew right away that I had done the worst. Yeah, the worst thing possible in that situation. No, either way, such a deep wound out in the mountains would inevitably be fatable. Yeah. Oh, I see. Right. That. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I didn't realise that. But if I hadn't pulled the knife out, he would have had more time to live. But I did it. I pulled it out.
あれ、
Isn't that
どうし
interesting?
たんだ。いきなり真っ白に。
Yeah, God, look at how merciless Tomosane is. This is just a repayment for all of those years of hardship and all of this bullying and just the ruination of his life that Takuji has caused, and obviously the ruination of Hasaki's life, and yeah, the future ruination that is going to come as well. Can't forget about that. What's happening? Suddenly everything's going white. I can't feel sorry for you. I can't.
拓司、しっかりしろ。
God, and he still tries to do that. Takuji, hold yourself together.
なんだ、兄さん。光の中に逃げやがって。汚いぞ。
Nisan, you ran away into the white. That's a dirty trick.
拓司、おい。
Takuji, hey.
あれ、おかしいな。なんで僕の体が動かなくなってい くんだ?
Oh, that's weird. Why won't my body move all of a sudden?
気をしっかり持て
Hold on, don't leave me
あ
now.
れ?
But why does he care?
なんで兄さんが?
Huh? What are you doing, Nisan?
もしかして負けたの
Yeah. Did I
僕
lose?
なのか?
Have I lost?
負けとかねえタクジ気をしっかり持て
Yeah. God, isn't it unbelievable just to think about the fact that he doesn't even care about anything. He doesn't even care about the fact that he's dying. He just cares about whether he can return the world to the sky. He's so absorbed in his delusional purpose to live that he never ever cares about anything else other than it.
そうなんだ。負けたんだ、僕。だからだんだん体が冷たく。
Isn't it interesting that Kotomi is saying nothing, by the way? This is the only thing she said. Even though her son is dying here. And when I say her son, I mean the son that she actually loves and the only son that she even accepts the existence of.
でも
Oh my fucking
僕は死
god.
なないよ。
That's the worst thing. That's even true. That's true. That is fully true. But I won't die. I'll never die.
だって僕のお母さんは死人を返す巫女の末裔
Look at
だから。
No, I mean, I can't actually disprove any of these past stories, but I don't know. Big likelihood that they're complete bullshit, but isn't that funny that as a result of that, this is why Kotomi believes that she can make Takuji come back. All of the conversion from Tomosane to Takuji, and obviously the worsening of his multiple personality disorders related stuff from Kotomi has simply... Well, it simply happened because of the fact that Kotomi has believed that, like her long line of Shinto shrine maidens, she can raise the dead. So I'll come back. Yeah, and isn't it interesting? He doesn't even know how to process his death. He doesn't.
そう絶対に
What an odd reaction to a death. Yes, I'll absolutely never die.
僕はどんな手段を使ってでも
Survive no matter what it takes.
分かったとりあえず意識だけ保てよ
I think it's interesting Tomo-san is probably just feeling so bad just because of the fact that he has done the worst thing in this situation. He doesn't even like Takuji, he has no remorse to him, but he's just treating him as he would any human being now. The only reason why he cares about what's going on with regards to Takuji is just because, like him, he is a human being. He doesn't want the thought of having completely killed somebody. Who would? I tore off my own shirt and tried to wrap it around Takuji's chest. Yeah, totally. Yeah, but the flow of the blood didn't slow down at all.
タクジしっかりしろ
Takuji, hold on, please.
僕なら
Oh my god, that's why Kotomi doesn't care. That makes sense.
もう安心だ
I'm going to be fine. Don't worry.
安心安心
Gosh, you're like a fucking record player. Isn't it interesting? I remember Takuji just talking to himself, saying these exact words. Anshin, 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 anshin.
死なない
Yeah,
絶対に
I'll never die. Because of delusions being able to be explained with real things that are believed in the world. You will never die. Well, until July the 20th, but okay. Well, July the 19th, sorry, but you get what I mean.
死なない。大丈夫だ。
Yeah, you won't die, you're going to be fine.
そうだよね。
That's right.
体壊れても
Even if my body breaks,
白磁。
Takuji,
兄さんの使えばいいんだからね。
just use yours, Nissan. What?
白
What
磁。
the fuck? Hang on a second, what? What the hell is going on? Takuji?
僕は死なない。
Huh?
死なない。
I won't die. I won't. Takuji's fingers pressed into my temple like nails. Wait, which, I forgot which body part is the temple. Oh, right, I see. So the temple is the really, really sensitive part, just where my fingers are. Okay. Oh my god, that's awful. What the fuck is happening here, though? This is really surprising. Takuji's fingers pressed into my temple like nails. It was beyond mere pain. Oh god. How can he be so strong? It is a very sensitive part of the body, to be fair. Maybe this is making him seem more strong than he actually is. And maybe he has sharp nails as well.
そのまま潰してしまいなさい。
What the fuck? Destroy him just like that.
潰す。
Destroy?
そう、拓司。あなたならできるはず。
What?
友実の脳を壊してしまいなさい。
Yes, Takuji, you can do it. Destroy his brain. Do it. The fuck is he doing? His eyes narrowed to slits as he stared into mine.
僕は兄さんの脳をもらうよ。
I will take your brain. I couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't. Takuji's fingertips broke through my skull. It's impossible. A human doesn't have nearly enough strength to break a person's skull like me. I doesn't know. Yeah, totally. Yeah, this must be an illusion. This can't be reality. As a trained fighter, I know that better than anyone. The fact that it was impossible. And yet, my consciousness started to waver. I couldn't hold myself in this world.
僕は友実兄さんの体をいただくよ。
Isn't it interesting that Tomosane and Takuji are saying this at the same time?
だから
So I guess this is...
さようなら。
farewell. That's really unusual. Oh my god, what's gonna go on here? Ooh. This is weird. I just find it really unusual to think about the fact that firstly Kotomi just saying that it would take his brain. How? I mean, then again, Kotomi can probably tell that Tomosane is doing this. He doesn't care about Takuji, he hates Takuji, but the thing is, he's a good person, so he cares about him just as another human being. It doesn't matter who the human being is, he just cares about him. So what Takuji is trying to do is disturb him as much as possible. He's in his dying moments, and what does he do? He tries to make an impact as badly as possible. He tries to make things, he tries to say deluded and ridiculous things that are really, really increasing the amount of fear that would be felt, and also what he's doing is he's giving him immense pain. Yeah, and it's interesting that he feels as if the nails are crushing the temple so strongly that the skull is quite literally being, well, contacted by the fingers, and I suppose that just shows how much maybe this is making him hallucinate and delude, and maybe that's the only reason. Like, he feels so much pain that he feels as if someone is quite literally going into his skull. God, what a horrible ending, and I just find it unbelievable to think about the fact that I think it's the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown, which is what potentially traumatized Tomosane so much. And the fear of Takuji potentially taking his brain, the person that he has murdered, and that he has done the worst possible action that another human being could do too. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I expected a little more for that scene, but I still think it was. I still think it was good. I just think it could have been a bit better. Damn. Yeah. How can someone as rational as this become prone to DID? It makes no sense. Did something more happen? I like this line. Yeah, totally. I totally agree. What's gonna happen here? It was a familiar scene. More familiar than any skyline I had seen before. A scene I know all too well. This sky looks beautiful. It really, really does. So many contrasts of colour and clouds.
この風景の方がしっくりくる？
Does this scene seem more fitting?
ああ、そりゃあの村の記憶なんて今の今まで忘れてたんだからな。
Why does she have the school uniform on? That's really weird. Well, yeah. Until now, I had forgotten what had happened in the village.
そうだね。
That's right.
あれから俺は間宮拓司になったのか。
After that, did I become Mamiya Takuji?
さあね。少なくとも見た目はあんたはあんたのままだったけど。
Who knows? At the very least, you still look like yourself. Yeah.
でも俺は間宮拓司として生きることになった。
Yeah, but I live my life as Mamiya Takuji.
病院の先生の話曰く、心的外傷後ストレス障害。
Yeah, it
いわ
totally
ゆる
makes sense.
PTSD だって診察したけどね。
According to the doctors at the hospital, the diagnosis was PTSD.
だけど村人は間宮拓司の呪い、あるいは
Oh yeah, that's
ただの子供
interesting.
の力だと考えた。
But the villagers believe that it was Mamiya Takuji's curse. In other words, the result of Sanami Kotomi's powers.
琴美さん、死人帰りできるって噂だったからね。
Yeah, but the only thing is, this is not the case whatsoever. You use something that was always given to you, and you use that in order to distort your actions. This is a very carefully thought out plot, and the motive is delusion. Kotomi-sama is rumored to have the power to bring back the dead after all.
それで真相はどうだったんだ？
So what actually happened then?
真相？そんなのわかるわけないだろ。あんたに間宮拓司が取り付いたことを否定する材料なんてないし。
To be fair, you do have a good point. I mean, the only thing is, you can just believe whatever you want. You can either view it scientifically, or you can view it with a more deluded, with a more, with a viewpoint that suits Kotomi and her ideals more. The fact that Takuji's spirit had become alive and Kotomi had been the one to control the dead, so that Takuji had been the one who had then gone towards Tomosane. What actually happened? How would I know that? It's not like you have any proof that you weren't possessed by Mamiya Takuji.
もちろん PTSD によって作り出された人格だって否定もできない。
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, you also can't deny the hypothesis that he might have been another personality conjured up by your PTSD. Yeah.
どっちだって説明方法としてはどっこいどっこいだよ。
Both explanations seem to fit.
ただ事実としてそれ以後あんたは自らを間宮友実と認識せずに間宮拓司と認識した。
But the reality is that after that moment, you ceased to consider yourself to be Mamiya Tomosane, and instead called yourself Mamiya Takuji.
それは確かみたいだな。
I can't deny that.
それでここは？
So where are we?
どこだと思う？
Where do you think?
屋上、シートか？
The roof? Building C, maybe?
ご名答。
Correct.
ご名答じゃねえだろ。今までの夢、過去の記憶。あれは雪姉の仕業か？
That's not correct, is it? The dream just now and my memories of the past. Was that all you're doing, Yuki-ne?
雪ね。なんかその名前で呼ばれるの嬉しいね。なんか嬉しいや。
Yuki-ne. It makes me really happy to hear you call me that again. Really happy.
なんだよ、雪姉。
What's wrong, Yuki-ne? She smiled as tears flowed through her eyes.
なんかさ、本当に大人になったんだね、友さね。
It's just, you've really grown up, Tomo-san.
あの頃と全然違う。ほら。
You're totally different from before. Look. She grabbed my arm.
あんなに細かった腕もさ、私より全然太いじゃん。
Your arms were so skinny before, but now they're way bigger than mine.
そうだな。あれからずいぶん経つからな。
Yeah, of course. A lot of time has passed since then.
あの時の私と同じ年なんだぜ、友さねってさ。
You're the same age I used to be back then, Tomo-san.
そうだったのか。
Am I really? God.
そうそう。あんたは私のことなんてあんま気にしてなかったからわかんないか。
Yeah, you are. You didn't really pay attention to me, so maybe you don't remember.
ガキには大人は大人にしか見えないんだよ。
To a little boy, all adults look like adults. Yeah, fair.
そんなもんかね。
Maybe you're right.
あの時は雪姉の手がこんなに小さいって知らな
Oh,
かったよ。
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, back then I never knew your hands were so small.
そっか。私の手小さいか。
My hands that small.
あ、こんなに小さかったんだな。
Wow.
雪姉の手。
God.
俺の手で全て包み込めるくらい。
Yeah, I can't believe they're so small. Your entire hand fits here in my palm.
ガキの時はさ、雪姉は大きな存在だったから。
Back when I was a kid, I always thought you were so big.
でも胸は結構でかいんだぞ。
Yeah, fair enough.
でも、それでも俺の脅威より小さいだろ。
Oh my god, that's
俺より全
hilarious.
然小さい。
友実だって男にしてはだいぶチビだけどな。
Still pretty small for a boy, you know?
でもユキ姉よりは大きいよ。
I'm still bigger than you.
そうだね。私よりもう全然大きいよ、友実。
Yeah, I guess so. You're a lot bigger than I am, Tomo-san.
ユキ姉はずっと知っていたのか。
Did you always know this?
何を？
No
俺
what?
たちの過去だよ。
About our past?
いや、残念ながら事実を全て知ったのはだいぶ後だよ。
No, unfortunately, it was quite a long time before I figured everything out.
この肉体の無意識化を見ることができるようになってからだね。
I didn't know until I learned how to look into this body's subconscious.
明晰夢によってか。
With those lucid dreams, huh?
そういうこと。
That's right.
ここもまたシー島の屋上を模して作られた。
Yeah, totally. This is weird, which means this is just a lucid dream modelled after the building C roof.
そうだね。
Yep.
そして俺が今まで見ていたのは過去にあった記憶。
And what I just saw, those were my memories of the past.
そうだね。あんたが辛くて封印した記憶だよ。
Oh, yeah, totally. You sealed those memories away because they were too painful.
弱い人間だな
No,
俺って。
he was stronger than anybody there. Well, Yuki was stronger, but still, it doesn't even matter about anyone else. He was very, very strong.
そんなことないよ。もしかしたら本当に呪いかもしれないしさ。
That's not true. It might have actually been the curse too.
それでもその呪いに負けたんだろ俺。
Yeah. Even then, that would mean I lost to the curse.
何言ってるんだよ。あんたがいつ負けたんだよ。
What are you talking about? When did you lose?
負けてばかりだろ。
I've done nothing but lose.
あの日だって葉崎を守ったのはユキ姉だ。
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Even on that day, you were the one who saved Hasaki.
俺は葉崎を守るって約束したのに全然守ることができなかった。
I promised to protect Hasaki, but I couldn't protect her at all. Yeah.
その上拓司に頭を乗っ取られて。
And then Takuji took control of me.
でもまたちゃんと拓司君に立ちふさがったじゃない。
Fair enough. But you managed to stand up to Takuji, despite all of that.
そうだな。また立ちふさがって
That's the sad thing, yeah.
乾杯した。
That's right, I stood up to him and I lost.
なんて無様なんだか。
How disgraceful.
何言ってるんだよ。それでいいんだろ。
What are you talking about? Isn't that okay?
何がだよ。いいわけないだろ。
Well, of course it's not okay.
こんなのさ、演出なんだろ。
This is all just a performance, right?
演出？
A performance?
ああ、そう。ヒーロー登場ってそういうもんなんだろ。
Yeah, of course. Isn't this the perfect time for our hero to make his dramatic entrance on stage?
ヒーロー？
Hero?
あんたはヒーローなんだろ。変身ヒーロー。
What? Weren't you a hero? A shape-shifting hero too?
葉崎ちゃんにはさ、辛い思いさせたけどさ、こんなのだってこれから続く幸せの日々へのちょっとしたスパイスになるんだろ。
Hasaki had to go through some tough times, but couldn't this all be a nice way of spicing up the happy days you two have ahead of you?
ユキ姉。
Yuki-ne.
約束したんだろ、葉崎ちゃんと。
You made a promise to Hasaki
あの海岸でさ、
on the beach that day. Oh yeah,
拓司
like
が
that,
救世
yeah.
主なら俺はヒーローだ。
If Takuji is the savior, then I'm the hero.
お前を守るためにどんなピンチな時でも立ち上がる。
Stand up to protect you anytime you're in trouble.
逆にピンチの時は演出だと思ってくれよ。だってピンチをチャンスに変えてこそヒーローだからさ。
When you're in trouble, you can just think of it as a performance.
葉崎ちゃんは最後まで信じてるぞ。
Hasaki believed you until the very end.
あんたがヒーローであること
Believed that you were her hero. Yukiね。
を。もちろん私だってさ。
And of course, so do I.
友実は最後の最後まで負けない。
Tomosane, you haven't actually lost until it's all over.
どんなことがあっても負けない。
No matter what happens, you won't lose.
だってさ、ヒーローってそういうもんなんだろ。
Because that's what a hero is, right?
私だって信じてるんだよ。
I believe in you too.
友実はヒーローでさ、最後に全てを解決してくれるってさ。
God, and to think after this lucid dream here, the second lucid dream that probably happened in chapter 5 that we were never shown, everything still goes to ruin anyway. You're the hero, Tomosane. You're the one who has to save the day in the end.
何言ってるんだよ。だったら雪音を守れなかった時点で。
What are you talking about? I really wanted to protect you, Yuki ne.
バカ。だからお前は葉崎ちゃん専用のヒーローなんだろ。
You tell me you're Hasaki-chan's hero, not mine.
雪音だって信じてるって言ってたじゃないか。
But you just said you believed in me too. Well, that's fine.
信じてるよ。
I do believe in you. Yuki ne gave me a big grin. Yeah, fair. But it was as if she was still fighting back her tear.
私が連れて行くからさ。あなたは行きなさいよ。
I'll take him with me so you can keep moving forward.
連れて行く？
Take who?
拓司君。あの電波坊やは私が連れて行ってやるからさ。
Takuji-kun. I'll take that crazy boy with me. Yeah, he is crazy.
あんたは先に進みなさいよ。
You just need to keep moving forward right now.
先？
Forward?
ああ、そうだよ。この先だよ。
Yeah, that's right. Forward from here.
ひまわりの咲く丘の先。
Beyond the hill where the sunflowers bloom.
登れない坂道の先。
Beyond the hill that she could never climb.
あんたはそこまでまた葉崎ちゃんを迎えに行かなきゃいけないんだよ。
You have to go forward and find Hasaki-chan again.
登れない坂道。
The hill.
ほら、ちゃんとしろよ。友実。
Come on, Tomosane. You can do it. Oh my god, so that's where this CG comes from. This is our farewell.
お別れ？
Farewell?
そうだよ。とりあえずお別れだ。
How beautiful. That's right, this is our farewell for now.
私は彼をちゃんと届けないとダメだからね。
I have to help him get there.
雪音。
そんな顔するなよ。友実。
Don't make that face, Tomosane.
ほら、
Oh yeah.
私の存在感じるだろ。
Look, you can feel my presence, right? Yuki ne held my hand tightly. My hand was very small and soft.
私はいつでもあんたのそばにいるよ。
I will always be here right next to you. Like the other set of
私は行か
footsteps.
なきゃいけないけどさ。それでもちゃんと友実のそばにいつでもいるから。
I'll have to go, but even then, I'll still be right here by your side, Tomosane. Yuki slowly let go of my hand. And then she took a step back and shouted,
さあ、行きなさい。
Now go forward.
ヒーローが最後にヒロイン守れないでどうすんのさ。
You're the hero, so you have to protect the heroine in the finale.
そうでしょ。友実。
Isn't that right, Tomosane? Hasaki.
今の
Just now?
葉咲ちゃんが信じ、私が信じた友さね。
You're the Tomosane that Hasaki-chan always believed in. The one I always believed in.
勝つんだろ、
You'll win.
運命に。
It's your destiny. That's very, very puzzling.
葉崎
I just wonder where this is.
葉崎、手を離せ。バカかお前、今すぐ手を離せ。
今の声、
早くしろ。このままだとお前まで落ちる。手を離せ。
トム兄さん、トム兄さん、生きてたんだ。消えてなかったんだ。私。
Oh, I see.
よかった、よかった。あの時もうトム兄さん消えちゃったと思ったから。私。
分かった。そんなことより離せ。手を。
今だよ。
何やってるんだ、葉崎。
嫌だよ。
Oh well. I don't really want to rush the scene. Oh my god, that was really, really interesting and a very surprising turn of events at the end there. I wasn't really expecting that at all. My god, that was really interesting today, just seeing the entire decline and the collapse of everything and... yeah, the event that turned everything upside down and seeing Kotomi as well. And just in general seeing everything that was going on with Takuji and the delusions and the final moments as well. They were very interesting. I'm excited to see just what will happen now. This was a turn that I never really expected. Yeah, my god, that was very, very brutal today. Honestly, I think now we know everything. We really do know everything. We just need to see how the hell this story is going to end. And I think it's going to end well, let's be honest here. I think it's very unlikely it won't. So, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. I really do wonder if we're going to be able to get on to any of the endings. It will be really interesting to find out.